Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Fog Wrestling for your WWE Raw review for the March 22nd of 2001 review. Well, I say review, technically it's not a review. Why? Because I did not sit and watch all 3 hours of this stuff, guys. I'm sorry, it's garbage. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to sit and waste 3 hours of my life, especially in the UK. You need to sit up till like 4 a.m. Alright, 3 a.m. at the moment because the times are a wee bit different. The daylight saving time or whatever. The clocks went forward an hour, but normally in UK you have to sit up to 4 fucking a.m. to watch this shit. Staying up to 4 a.m.'s hard if you're watching something good. But if you're watching something that's atrocious like Raw, then staying up to 4 a.m. is borderline fucking torture. I mean, I'm surprised the Chinese haven't developed this torture yet, man, in the wars when they just capture prisoners and should stick them in front of a TV and force them to watch this crap, and they would fucking take over the world if they did that. But we're here to take over YouTube, I guess, with a Raw review. I don't know how that's going to work. We get about 10 views, but still, that's the goal here. So, like I said, technically not a review because I'm not reviewing the entire show. What I did do is I went on YouTube, I looked at the clips, anything that was remotely interesting, I watched, and we'll talk about that. But first thing I want to get off my chest is Rhea Ripley. It just looks like a freak show bastard, man. She does. I've no interest in seeing her on the main roster. Everyone's marking, oh, her versus Asuka's going to be great. Why? She's just a fucking another woman with zero character, no sex appeal, who wrestles. I mean, we've seen this before. We don't need to see it again. I mean, really, what's the difference between her or that Shotzi Blackheart or the other person, Tony Stark? No, I mean, they all look the same. They all look the same. I mean, I remember back in the Attitude Era when Lita came in, she looked different. She looked different from the other, diva. She wasn't this blonde woman with, she was wearing like punk clothing and all this. And she looked, but now you look at Rhea Ripley, and if Rhea Ripley debuted in, a different era, she would look different. But now you look at Rhea Ripley, and there's about 5 or 6 women that look exactly like her on the roster that look all like, they all look like freak show cunts that would be at an Antifa, rally and shit like this. I mean, it's madness. It really is. I mean, how's McMahon employing these people? I mean, what happened to the days where he was employing the likes of Lita and Trisha before that, when you'd Sonny and Sable, or even after that, like when you'd fucking hot women like Candice Michelle and Tori Wilson and Stacey Keebler and Jesus Christ, I don't know what's happened. I mean, you look at when Paige first debuted, she was different. She looked different from the rest of the roster. You see Paige come out and she's like this gothic girl. But now you look at Rhea Ripley and there's so many people like Rhea Ripley on the roster now. That's probably, I know they don't have characters, and it's probably how or she actually is in real life. It's probably she is probably a punk in real life or whatever. But I mean, you'd think they would change it up a bit because when you see like 4, 5, 6 people look the same, there's no reason to care. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if Kane came out? The 97 Hell in a Cell. Can you imagine Kane came out in a mask, but there's already like 7 people on the roster that have fucking got, like there's already seven, like 7 foot tall people on the roster with masks on that are burnt. Could you imagine that? Like, I mean, fuck's sake, it wouldn't make any sense. It would be garbage. It would be absolute garbage. So I just want to say Rhea Ripley is absolute garbage, and I mean, I'm not even an Asuka fan, but hopefully Asuka doesn't lose the belt at Mania, because if Asuka loses, that means Rhea Ripley wins, and that means she's going to be on the TV. She's going to be on Raw more, and we don't want that. So let's not have that happen. With a match between Bobby Lashley and Sheamus, I mean, it looked decent. Lashley won. Hurt Business came out and attacked Sheamus after the match, which led to Drew McIntyre coming out and helping Sheamus. So I mean, Drew helping Sheamus after Sheamus, attacked them, and they've went to war over the past month, and now that Drew's helping him, so that's a bit strange. I don't think Sheamus would have helped Drew, but whatever. Then we had Sheamus backstage, and you've got Matt Riddle on a scooter. I mean, Matt Riddle, I get you need like a goofy character, but I mean, I think this guy's. There's Goofy, like Kurt Angle Goofy, back in like 2001 and all that, and then there's just this Goofy, and I mean, this Goofy's just doesn't really do it for me. Um, Sheamus hits him with the scooter, so you know what, it is what it is. Then we had the AJ versus Kofi. I mean, who's possibly looking forward to this match at Mania? The New Day, versus AJ and that big guy. I mean, no one can possibly be looking forward to this. It's a worthless match. It shouldn't be happening. AJ should be in the main offence, and instead he's teamed up with some guy that will never make it. Some Amos. I don't even know what his name is. Right, he's not fucking relevant. Doesn't deserve a name. I mean, how can 3 years ago AJ was, I mean, the top dog on SmackDown feuding with Cena, and now look at him. It's madness. It's fucking mad. Anyway, who cares? I don't even know who won the match. Half asleep here actually. Can't be bothered with this, but fuck it. Need to do it. With The Miz versus Jeff Hardy. Um, Jeff Hardy lost clean to The Miz. Like I've no issue with The Miz winning, but the thing is, The Miz never wins, especially clean. So it shows you how much of a jobber Jeff Hardy is for The Miz to beat Hardy fair and square. Because I couldn't even tell you last. I don't know if The Miz has ever won a match in his life fair and square. Yeah, he beat Jeff Hardy here with the skull crushing finale on Raw. So after that, Bad Bunny comes out, hits him with a guitar, and accepts his challenge for WrestleMania. We then had Drew versus the Hurt Business in a handicap match. Drew wins. We then had Bobby Lashley upset with the Hurt Business. He goes backstage into the locker room and he tells the Raw locker room anyone that can take out Drew McIntyre before Mania will get a shot at his title. And it's literally Lashley, right, talking about 6 guys, and it's fucking jobbers. I mean, I couldn't even name you half of them. I think Kalisto was in there and maybe Tosawa, but I couldn't tell you who the rest of them were. And this is just so fucking stupid. Like, this is like the champion going into like the Attitude Era roster, and you've got like Taka Michinoku and Midian sitting there, in absolute fucking bums, like absolute essay reels, and like Triple H is the champ, and he walks in and he's telling these guys, here, if anyone takes out Austin, then you'll get a title shot. I mean, that would make Triple H look like an absolute fucking moron. He knows these guys ain't taking out Austin. He knows these guys are bums. I mean, that is why fucking Triple H went and, got Rikishi to run over Austin, because Rikishi's a big fucking 350-pound Samoan bulldozer. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is so stupid. I mean, why is Bobby Lashley not going to someone that you can at least believe is capable of taking it? Drew McIntyre, someone I know he's not been booked that good, but like what about someone else like a Keith Lee or something like that, or like someone that you could actually believe has got a chance against Drew McIntyre? How the hell are we supposed to believe that Kalisto's going to take out Drew, or Akira Tosawa's going to take out Drew, or awful? I mean, this makes Bobby Lashley look like a fucking idiot. It does, it really does. And whoever booked this is also a fucking idiot. What else did we have? Let's see here on the phone. What did we have? Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke versus Nia Jax and Shayna. Did not watch that. Shane McMahon accepted Roman's challenge for a match at Mania. This whole thing is stupid, awful. Get it off the TV. Doesn't need to be there. And then in the main event, Randy Orton summons the Fiend. I guess Alexa Bliss came out. YouTube didn't show that part. The Fiend appears out of nowhere. He's just standing in the ring minding his own business. Orton pours gasoline over him. He goes to get a match. He goes to light it. The Fiend tries to stop him. Orton hits an RKO out of nowhere. Alexa Bliss tries to get in the ring from behind. I guess maybe to attack Orton or to check on the Fiend, because looks like Orton's about to set him on fire. Orton turns round. Looks like he's about to attack Alexa Bliss. Then the Fiend gets up out of nowhere, puts in the mandible claw on Orton, and then hits his sister Abigail on Orton, and then Raw goes off the air. I mean, like, this whole Fiend feud, I actually thought they did a good job with this up until the Rumble. The Raw before the Rumble, I thought everything was good. And then since then, it's been garbage. It's almost went backwards. Like, Orton sets the Fiend on fire, and then Alexa Bliss comes out and covers herself in gasoline, and then she hits Orton with a fireball, and then Orton hits her with an RKO. It's like they're going the wrong way. Like, how can you start off with someone getting set on fire, and then you're about to set Alexa Bliss on fire, then you get fireballs, then a move, and then like black tar coming out your mouth. It's like the wrong way about. I mean, it should have been the opposite way about. This should have, I think, ended with the Alexa Bliss pouring herself in gasoline. I think that should have happened, and then that's when the Fiend returns. Just when Orton's about to light the match. But they've done it in the complete opposite way about it. It's like, You know, it's like you don't watch a movie, you don't start off with a big fucking final fight scene. You build your way up to it, and I feel like with this feud, they've kind of, they start it with the whole, oh, setting yourself on fire, fireball stuff, and then it's dribbled out until you get to like the 3 weeks between Royal Rumble and Fastlane were awful. It was basically just copy and paste. Orton standing there, oh, black stuff coming out his mouth. Did that for like 3, 4 weeks in a row. Um, Garbage to me. Yeah, you know what I mean. It should they did it the exact opposite way about, and it kind of sucks because I think the feud actually was not bad. There were some good moments from this feud, but again, it's just it wasn't done correctly in my opinion. And the Fiend should have returned at the Royal Rumble because, like I said, the weeks between the Royal Rumble and Fastlane, they'd nothing for it, and it was just filler. It was simply just Orton spewing up black stuff because they obviously didn't know what else to do. So, yeah, there you go. I mean, disappointing because I think the feud was actually pretty good coming up to the Royal Rumble, and then it just sort of fucking died. So, aye, a bit strange there, a bit disappointing. But anyway, guys, there you go. There's a Monday Night Raw review based on what happened. I can't give it any more than a well, I didn't really watch it, so I guess a rating wouldn't be fair, but we'll give it a 1 because I'm pretty sure the show was shite anyway, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been that good. And anyway, guys, there you go. A 1 for me. If you disagree, then fuck it. Half asleep. I don't care. Don't care. Don't fucking care. Right, guys, till next time. Peace.